Okay, I'm going to try and do this one today. It's just not a cheerful one by any stretch of the imagination, but so I noticed that a few people have tried to do this kind of video, just about mental health really, and men's mental health in particular. So just want to, talk through. A while ago, I was diagnosed with pretty serious disease, serious illness, and so it lasted for years. It really just kept getting worse and worse. Got to a point where struggling to walk, and stupidly, I did put my faith in the NHS, which was probably the worst thing I could ever have done, because that accelerated, their just lack of care. Ended up making me a lot worse over time, very fast, and I ended up going to hospital. And basically, get to hospital, my age, they're sort of not really interested in why you're there. They're interested in sort of just getting you back out again till the next time, knowing that eventually there won't be a next time. I'm convinced of it. They're just not interested. They don't want to know why you're there. They never made one attempt to cure me of anything. In fact, the whole point of me going backwards and forwards seemed to be that they kept messing up the care they were giving me, which was pretty useless. So anyway, ended up in, like I say, getting worse and worse. And so I never really thought of how mental health, I suppose, like every man really, we just assume, big deal, so what, get on with it, grow a pair, decay, get on with it. But I can honestly say that it gets you in a weird way, because to people around me would have thought, whoa, why does he have the attitude he has, whereby had he didn't give a damn. That was attitude to me. I kind of accepted my lot. I accepted that I was going to die soon, and that was it. And I think people around me thought, well, that's not normal. That's it. But to me, it was normal, because your brain flicks a switch and says, right, okay, I accept it. I'm not going to get any better. I'm just going to keep getting worse. Hurry up! Come on, God, get rid of me. And I found myself sitting down, working out, getting rid of little trinkets and bits and pieces and stuff I didn't want anymore, getting rid of it, stuff that I'd never given away before, and I just throw it all away or put on a bonfire. I wrote a book for my daughter, just to say, because I thinking that if she had to grow up without me, now I've got a particularly sarcastic and flippant way about me. It's really a little book of wisecracks to fire back at someone if they ever pop at you. How to get your own back on people that have a go at you, and that's all it was. And for my wife, I wrote a little book, because she's not exactly brilliant around the home. So how to change a light bulb, how to change a fuse, how to who to ring if something goes wrong, list of people, and how to put the ironing board up, how to put it down, how to use the washing machine, what buttons to press to switch the dishwasher on. Sounds stupid, but I wrote these things out. I wrote a long letter about what to do business-wise, what information to give who, to keep things going, to make sure everything got done smoothly, where documentation was that they'd need to sell the house, etc. And I could speak about these things just matter-of-factly with people. People couldn't believe it. People would sit there and go, how you doing? And I go, boom, 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 boom. And I just say what I've done. I wouldn't mention the illness itself, because to me the illness was a done deal. I was going to die, and that was it. And I ended up in hospital in the December, and I spent time in a coma. Get the heart attacks while I was in a coma. Should never have brought me round. I told them that they shouldn't have resuscitated me, but they did. And then they kept me there whilst they just basically tried to fob me off that they supposedly I had to have a life. It was life threatening. I needed to have an MRI scan, so I had to stay in hospital. This is what they told me. I had to stay in hospital for the entire Christmas. I came out of my coma on Christmas Eve, got moved up to a ward Christmas morning, spent the entire Christmas in hospital. But I had to stay there, they said, because I had to have this emergency MRI scan. Life-threatening it was. I was going to die. If I didn't have this MRI scan to find out what was wrong with me, I was definitely going to die. Days, minutes to live. Well, it dragged on, and I lose my temper. I can't help myself. And I thought, I just want to go home. If I'm going to die, I want to die at home. With my dog and everybody home. You know, I just want to pass away in front of my own telly, you know. Hospital's a horrible place. Southmead Hospital is filthy dirty. There's needles all over the floor. They don't make it comfortable. Some of the people are really nice. Some of the staff are useless. Some of the temporary night staff, absolutely bloody useless. So, you know, it was tough going. And in the end, I thought, I lost my temper. And I said to him, I'm going home, regardless. Well, you know, we want you to stay for this MRI. I said, no, you can get stuffed. You've had all week to put it in the MRI scan. I haven't done it so far. Why should I believe that you're going to do it? So I signed myself out. I went home. Well, the MRI scan, funny enough, the following week got a phone call. Oh, we've booked you in for it now. So I got an Uber, took me back down there to have the MRI scan, 6th of January 2024. And guess when I had the results? This is how brilliant the NHS is. All you, any Americans that are watching this, want to tell us that free healthcare is brilliant. And this is why the Democrats want to do bullshit. Democrats, you don't know what you're talking about. 6th of January 2024, I had my MRI scan, and the results were due. Apparently, they'd be available within a week. It is now the 17th of June 2025, so it's about 18 months. I still haven't had those results. All right, the life-threatening condition, they didn't feel it necessary to give me the results yet. I've written to them, I've emailed them, I've rang them, I've asked them, and nobody can agree that they need to give me the results. Fantastic. So I'm glad I signed myself out, because obviously it was a waste of fucking time. Anyway, but I came home and I knew. I mean, they didn't even tell me. Something happened. It was really quite horrible. And they didn't warn me about it. They should have done, and they didn't. And I thought, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to get better on my own. So I've basically spent the last 18 months. I'm not better. But I can kind of get myself around the house. I can stand up having a shower. But for the first few weeks, basically I threw the wheelchair outside and said, I ain't going to use that unless I really have to. And basically I had to teach myself first to stand up and be able to get up and get into a chair and stuff. And then to have a shower, it used to take me sort of through, 3 or 4 stages. So I sort of get to the bathroom, sit down, have a break, get up, wash myself off, sit down. Stand up, wash my hair, sit down. Stand up, wash my face, sit down. Stand up, wash my body, sit down. Stand up, quickly dry myself off, get out, sit down. Sit on the toilet seat, clean my teeth, have a shave. And it used to take a couple of hours to have a shower. But I managed to get around it so I can actually do it in one kind of swoop. It takes a while. It's so tiring, but you get it done. Feel better for it. But the hardest bit was getting the switch that had accepted my fate, getting it to flick back to convince me to carry on. If someone had said to me, "Here, have this pill, you'll die in 30 seconds," I'd have said, "Lovely, fucking bang." I had no compunction about it at all. I had no interest. I didn't care when I lived or died. It didn't matter. If I'd have died the next morning, couldn't care less. Absolutely couldn't care less. And I know that I really meant that. I can't understand anybody giving up their life, not before that. But all of a sudden it became, just get the pain away. And so now I have a great understanding for people that find themselves in a similar situation. I know how hard it is to be in it, because no one understands it. No one understands where you're coming from, because it's so alien. It's such a weird, your mindset is so outrageously wrong. But to you yourself, you think you're thinking normally, and you can't understand why other people are so upset about it. but it's very, very hard. And that was the hardest thing probably I've ever done, is actually to get that switch to flick back across and look forward to the next day. I should justify, people say, oh yeah, but what about your daughter? She's only 7. She wants you around. I used to think to myself, well, I used to say to people, look, not being funny, if I pop me clogs, they get life insurance, everything's paid for. All the problems of having me around, getting worse and worse and dragging them down is gone. And they have enough money that, yeah, okay, they'll get over me eventually. They'll have a period where they're upset possibly, but then they get over it. They'll have enough money to do whatever they need to do in life. And I'd rather leave that than if I stay around degrading. I didn't go on holiday with them. I didn't do anything. Didn't leave the house. I was housebound. I was contributing nothing but agony and pain. And they must have come in, oh God, I've got to face that twat now. Oh, miserable sods. Oh, he's probably just led down half asleep, can't stay awake. What sort of life is that for anybody? Who wants to look at that? Nobody wants to look at that. I don't care what anybody says. My daughter doesn't want to be looking at that. She might put up with it because I'm her daddy, but she doesn't want to. She wouldn't choose to, would she? And so it's very difficult to switch yourself back to become the person. I missed me. I wasn't me for a long time, and it came back. And slowly, I feel a bit more like me now. I don't feel totally there because obviously I can't walk properly. I can't do anything. I can't cut the grass on a weekend. I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything. I'm in pain all the time. But I've developed ways to cope. And so anybody that's going through this sort of thing, try and get yourselves help. And I know you feel like I did that you don't need any help, but it's amazing. You don't need a psychiatrist or anybody like that to do it. You just need someone to listen to you when you're rabbiting. And instead of playing along, obviously, just kind of keep you grounded. That's what you need. You need to know someone's got your back to help you to do the things, even if it's stuff they don't necessarily agree with. You need people to just help you along, make you feel comfortable with what you're doing. The more comfortable you feel in your life, the less effect the bad stuff can have on you. And there is a way out the other side. Some people don't ever get there, which is sad. But it does happen. I'm walking testament to that. I'm still here. I don't know how long for, but at the moment I'm still here, and I'm certainly in a much better place than I was a year and a half ago. Just lying in the hospital. I was just lying in the hospital, just waiting to die. I was barely awake most of the time. So all my time asleep. Because I had nothing on my mind, nothing to do. All I wanted to do, I was just waiting and waiting, hoping that I would go. A number of times I passed out. I could feel myself smiling when it was happening, thinking, no, this is it now, this is it. No more pain. This is it. And then I fucking come around in the hospital and fucking do my head in. But, it's make the most of every day you have. You can achieve what you put your mind to. That's pretty much proven. As long as you ain't stupid, you ain't going to be Britney Spears. You ain't going to be Elon Musk. There's certain people you'll never achieve the same as them. But we all got an opportunity to have a go. And that's what makes life so interesting, is that you can have a go. And sometimes remember that life throws bad stuff your way to test you. And there's a reward for getting through that test. And because you never know which one's a test and which one's just being a shit day, you have to have a go at all of it. Keep yourself going. And when his plan comes along and it's time to go, at least you can go knowing you've done everything that you could to have the best life that you could have given yourself and your friends and your family. And just don't hurt anybody when you do it. Try your best to look after people. Not everyone not everyone will treat you as well as you treat them, and you'll never always treat everyone as well as you treat others. It's a conundrum, you know. Don't expect too much from other people. Don't do things only for reward. Sometimes your own sanity, you have your own pleasure from helping people sometimes with things. Doesn't matter if they ever come back and do the same for you. It really doesn't. It's nice when they do, but being a human's about, you know, we are social animals, aren't we? And so it's always a good thing to try. It's weird, isn't it? Because obviously everybody thinks, oh, he's a bastard, Steve. He's a bastard. Everybody thinks I'm a sod. I don't give a shit. But I really do. I give a shit about a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there that I've helped out. Some that don't even know I've helped them out. Never will. The fact of the matter is, I'll help anybody I possibly can with anything that is in my power to do. I hate seeing anyone struggle in any way. Very few people that I wouldn't help in this world, but obviously Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Keir Starmer, you know, the wankers in life, we don't want to help them. But apart from that, you know, anyway, so if you're feeling down, try and find yourself someone to talk to, or leave me a comment and I'll talk to you. But mental illness is a much more real thing that unless you go through it, you really don't take into account how real it is for the person that's suffering it. It's real tough. You know, we all think we're a little bit depressed at times, and then actually we probably weren't. We were just a bit sad. We were a bit upset about something, or a bit angry, or whatever. Nothing beats the real thing, honestly. I can easily see why some lose the battle to fight. You know, I can see why they do it. And like I say, I've sat there myself thinking, if only I had the energy. Anyway, bit of a iffy video, but hopefully it might help someone. I'm not sure how my content's going down, but if you like any of it, there's all sorts on this channel. This is a fucking sad one. There's other ones I'm just telling jokes. So please like, comment, share and subscribe. If you comment, I almost 100% I'm going to be commenting back at you. Have a pop at me or have a pop back at you. I don't care. Just have a bit of banter, why not? But yeah, like, comment, share and subscribe. Until next time, thank you for listening.